What if the world you see is not the real world? What if the limitations you feel, the struggles you face, the very rules you've been taught to live by, are not laws of nature, but are simply lines of code? For decades, the idea of living in a matrix, a simulated reality, was the stuff of science fiction. But now, a startling convergence is happening. The most brilliant minds in quantum physics, the most profound mystics of ancient history, and the deepest explorers of human psychology are all arriving at the same mind-shattering conclusion. Our reality operates on a set of programmable rules. Today, we are not here to debate if the matrix is real. We are here to give you the practical guide to hacking it. We will provide a protocol, a step-by-step framework to move from being a passive avatar, a product of the system, to becoming a conscious user with administrative access to your own reality. But be warned, this is not about fantasy. This is about the deepest levels of personal responsibility. Because the first rule of hacking the matrix is understanding that the source code you need to change is not out there, it's inside you. This is a journey into the operational mechanics of your existence, the frustration, the feeling of being stuck, the sense that you are playing a game with unfair rules. These are symptoms of running on the default programming of the matrix. This default programming is built on fear, limitation, and the illusion of separation. Hacking the matrix is the art and science of consciously overwriting that program with a new one of your own choosing, built on the principles of empowerment, connection, and infinite potential. This exploration is designed to be the most comprehensive guide you will find. We will not offer you simple platitudes. We will give you a blueprint, a synthesized framework that integrates the most powerful truths from 4 distinct but deeply interconnected domains. We will begin by exploring the metaphysical laws, the immutable source code, and the fundamental rules of the simulation itself. We will then delve into the psychological mastery required to gain control of your avatar, to debug the viruses of limiting beliefs and emotional trauma that keep you trapped. We will journey into the heart of ancient spiritual wisdom, uncovering the timeless cheat codes and shortcuts that masters have used for millennia to operate outside the normal parameters of reality. And finally, we will ground all of this in the startling discoveries of quantum physics, revealing the very graphics engine of the universe and how your consciousness is the ultimate rendering tool. By the end of this deep dive, you will have a practical, step-by-step protocol for reality creation. You will understand that the glitches you experience in life, the synchronicities, the moments of profound intuition, are not random. They are prompts from the system, inviting you to awaken, to become lucid, and to remember your true power as a conscious player in this grand, cosmic game. Before any hacker can alter a program, they must first understand its source code. The source code of our reality is a set of immutable, ever-present metaphysical laws. These are not rules to be broken, but principles to be understood and mastered. They are the physics engine of the simulation, the underlying logic that governs how energy, consciousness, and manifestation operate. There are 7 primary laws, often attributed to ancient Hermetic philosophy, that are critical to our understanding. The law of mentalism, which posits that the all is mind, the universe is mental, is the foundational principle. It tells us that this simulation is fundamentally a construct of consciousness, a great thought of a universal mind. This is our first clue. If the nature of the game is mental, then the primary tool for interacting with it must be our own mind. The law of correspondence, as within, so without, is the simulation's mirroring principle. It dictates that your external reality will always be a perfect reflection of your internal state. Your outer world is the screen, your inner world is the program. To change the screen, you must change the program. The law of vibration states that everything is in constant motion. Everything has a frequency. This is the energetic language of the matrix. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very being are all broadcasting a specific frequency, and according to the law of attraction, the simulation will render experiences that are a vibrational match to your broadcast. This is why you cannot create a reality of joy while broadcasting a frequency of fear. The system's logic forbids it. The law of polarity teaches that everything has an opposite, and that opposites are merely two ends of the same spectrum. This is a crucial hack. It means you can transmute any negative state by consciously moving up the vibrational scale towards its positive counterpart. You can alchemize fear into courage, hatred into love, scarcity into abundance. The law of rhythm reveals the cyclical nature of the simulation, the ebbs and flows, the tides, the seasons of life. Mastery of this law is not about preventing the downswings, but learning to maintain your inner equilibrium so you are not thrown off balance by them. The law of cause and effect is the simulation's perfect karmic engine. Every input has a corresponding output. Every thought, word, and deed is a cause that will render a specific effect. Finally, the law of gender teaches that creation requires the balance of both the masculine principle of active, assertive doing and the feminine principle of receptive, intuitive allowing. To master this simulation, you must become a master of both giving and receiving. Understanding these 7 laws is like finding the developer's notes. It gives you the operational manual. But knowing the rules is one thing. How do you actually gain control of your player, your avatar, to effectively use these rules to your advantage? This brings us to the most crucial and personal part of hacking the matrix: psychological mastery. Your mind is the controller. Your belief system is your operating software. Your emotional state is your energy source. If these are not under your conscious command, then you are not the player. You are a non-player character, an NPC running on a default script. The default script for most humans is programmed in childhood and by society. It is filled with malware and viruses, limiting beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," "life is hard," "I don't deserve it." It's filled with emotional trauma that creates glitches in your perception. It is dominated by a cynical inner critic that acts as a constant firewall against your own greatness. Hacking this system begins with the courageous act of becoming the administrator of your own mind. The first step is mindfulness, the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. You must become aware of the programs you're running before you can change them. You must see the code. The second step is debugging. This is the process of identifying and dismantling your limiting beliefs. When a belief like "I can't succeed" arises, you must question it with radical honesty. Where did it come from? Is it absolutely true? You can then consciously install new, empowering beliefs through powerful affirmations and autosuggestion, but they must be charged with emotion to penetrate the deep layers of the subconscious mind. The third and most powerful step is emotional alchemy. Your emotions are the fuel for your avatar. Low-frequency emotions like fear, shame, and guilt are low-grade fuel that causes the engine to sputter and fail. High-frequency emotions like love, joy, and gratitude are the premium fuel that allows for high performance. This is not about suppressing negative emotions. That's like hiding a virus instead of deleting it. It's about learning to process them, to understand their message, and to consciously transmute them into a higher frequency. This is the essence of shadow work. By mastering your psychology, you take your hands firmly off the keyboard and place them on the controls. You are no longer being played by your own mind. You are using your mind as the sophisticated interface it was designed to be. But are there any shortcuts? Any secret cheat codes that the great players of the past discovered? Indeed there are. This is where we turn to ancient spiritual wisdom. For millennia, mystics, shamans, and enlightened masters have been the ultimate hackers of the Matrix. They didn't have our language of computers and simulations, but they understood the principles perfectly. They developed powerful cheat codes to operate outside the normal rules of the game. One of the most potent is the practice of deep presence, or living in the now. They understood that the default programming of the Matrix keeps us trapped in loops of regretting the past and fearing the future. By training their awareness to be fully anchored in the present moment, they could step outside of this programming. In the stillness of the now, they found the command line, the point of infinite potential where new realities can be created. This is the secret behind Eckhart Tolle's power of now. Another powerful cheat code is the concept of oneness, or non-duality. The Matrix's primary program is the illusion of separation, that you are separate from others, separate from your desires, separate from the universe. Spiritual masters, through deep meditation, pierced this veil. They experienced the profound truth that everything is interconnected, that everything is a part of one universal consciousness. When you operate from this state of oneness, the game changes. Competition becomes collaboration. Lack becomes abundance. Manifesting is no longer about attracting something out there. It's about realizing it is already a part of you. This is the state of being from which miracles, events that defy the normal rules of the simulation, can occur. They also mastered the cheat code of surrender, or letting go. They knew that the ego's desperate attempt to control every outcome was the ultimate resistance to the benevolent flow of the simulation's higher intelligence. By surrendering their personal will to divine will, they align themselves with this flow, allowing for the manifestation of outcomes far more magnificent than their limited ego could have conceived. These are not just passive philosophies, they are active states of being, powerful hacks that shift your entire relationship with the program. But what is the program itself, this matrix, actually made of? What is the ultimate screen on which this grand simulation is being projected? And that brings us to our final and most mind-bending pillar, the quantum physics that underpins it all. If the metaphysical laws are the source code, then quantum mechanics describes the graphics engine of the matrix. It reveals a reality that is fundamentally informational, probabilistic, and participatory. Scientists have found that if you zoom in far enough on reality, you don't find solid things. You find a pixelated, granular structure governed by the Planck length. Just like a digital screen, our reality has a resolution limit. Why would a base reality have pixels? The observer effect is the ultimate clue. The fact that particles only snap into a definite state when a conscious observer is present is the simulation's ultimate rendering-on-demand feature. It is a system designed for maximum efficiency, only computing the details of reality that are being actively observed. Your consciousness is the cursor. Your focus is the click that renders the world into being. Quantum entanglement, the spooky action that connects particles instantaneously across any distance, reveals the underlying interconnected network of the simulation. It shows that space is an illusion, a property of the user interface, not the fundamental code. The quantum field itself, a shimmering sea of pure potential, is the ultimate hard drive containing the data for every possible reality, every possible timeline. Quantum physics doesn't just support the simulation theory. It provides a detailed description of how such a simulation would have to operate. It is the science that validates the mystics, explains the metaphysical laws, and gives context to our psychological power. It is the final piece of the puzzle. So, how do we put all of this together? How do we actually hack the matrix? Here is the synthesized Xendai protocol, a practical guide to reality creation based on this profound, integrated understanding. Step 1. Identify the default program. the psychological audit. You must become aware of the limiting beliefs and emotional programs that are running your life on autopilot. Use journaling and mindfulness to identify your core fears and insecurities. This is the code you intend to rewrite. Step 2. Define the new program, the metaphysical blueprint. Get crystal clear on the reality you choose to create. Use the universal laws as your guide. Define your desired reality, not just in terms of what you want to have, but in terms of the vibrational state you want to be. This is your new source code. Step 3. Execute the cheat codes, the spiritual practice. Commit to a daily practice of cultivating presence and oneness. Meditation is your primary tool for stepping outside the default program. Practice feeling the emotions of your desired reality as if they are already here. This is the act of aligning your avatar with the new program. Step 4. Render the new reality, the quantum observation. Consistently and persistently, use your conscious focus to observe your new reality into being. Look for evidence that it is already manifesting. Starve the old program of your attention and feed the new one. Trust the process. Your sustained, coherent observation is the command that tells the graphics engine of the universe what to render. This is the great work. It is the journey from being an unconscious program to becoming a conscious programmer. It is the path of awakening within the dream. The idea that we are living in a simulation is not a cause for despair. It is the ultimate source of liberation. It means that the limitations you perceive are not fundamental truths. They are merely parameters of the current program. And you have the power to change the program. The forbidden knowledge is not about controlling others. It is the profound, earth-shattering realization of your own sovereignty, your own creative power, your own divine nature. You are not a machine. You are the ghost in the machine. You are the awareness for which the entire cosmic game is being played. The glitches, the synchronicities, the whispers of your intuition, these are not errors in the code. They are features. They are invitations from the system itself, reminding you that it is time to wake up, to remember who you are, and to take the controls. The matrix is real, but you are realer. It is time to prove it to yourself.